As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening, but all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Right there in the middle, 55. I'm coming.
Ready?
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Operating from the gun. Love. And he's got the hook up to Moore. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Back to throw. Love. And this is Cook with the ground. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Check the backer, check the backer. Hatchet. Check 24, alert. Check 50.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 31, Allen. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Switch. Hey, watch it. Alert. Check.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Allen now on first down. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Nickel. Ready, go. Stand, go.
Going quickly out wide to Moore. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Get in the weight room. 55's Mike. Exit.
I got him. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle.
Ready.
From the gun, Love. And that will be incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
52's the mic. Yeah. 52's the mic.
To the air, Allen. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
49, check 49, check 66. Bullet high. 37.
On second down, Cook. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hey, Topper. Squeeze, get in there. Slam.
Looking to throw. Love. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Here we go. 15 Lonnie. I'm coming after you. Hayward. 53's the mic.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
On second down now, it's Grant. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Mike 57. Who that? Out.
On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
And an Eagle first down.
57's the mic.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. To try again after the sack, Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Returning it is Moore. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Let's get it.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Don't say nothing. Ready, go. 55 to Mike. Check. 55.
2nd and 3.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Oh, he shifts past him. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Let's go now. 30 pace, let's go. And bring it. Save. Check. Crunch. Go.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Check 3. 61, matchbox, light.
Mike 3. Combo.
Bravo.
Tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
2nd down and inches.
Hey, turn it up.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Watch the slant.
Tighten up. Slam. Delta.
0-0, Mike 3.
I got you, punk.
Mike 6.
To throw on 3rd down. Love. A bullet throw, but incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Hey. Ready. Check. Fresno. Ready, go.
On 4th down, Love. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Mike.
Yeah, I got you.
Under 10. 10. Alert flare. Switch. He's checking.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10.
Rush in.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time He was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All day, defense, all day, all day. Hey, Zoo.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Here it comes, here it comes.
57. Alert. 57 to Mike.
Quarterback, don't get
Throwing again. Allen.
Don't get nervous.
Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Switch, switch, switch.
Watch the safety.
Joker, 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 Joker.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Check 13.
Shift, shift. Kill.
Pass 85, pass 85.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
17 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for the Eagles. And even 60 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On 2nd down. It's Grant. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
On third down, it's Sanders. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
19. 57's Mike. Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Corey Grant with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go.
53's the mic.
Operating from the gun. Love. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Throwing on 1st down. Love to the right side, and he's got more complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
Watch the pass.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On the set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Blue Dark Corkers. Blue Dark Corkers. Set, go.
Alert 3.
Ready.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. Well, they brought the pressure, and that made man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete.
There. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up and make those throws, and he did that.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Let's go.
On third down, Love. Incomplete, right side to Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they're back with a touchdown at 17-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Oh, I just need to get a stop here. Get a stop. Get something going.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating in that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On a heavy rush, and down he goes. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
Oh, shit, he's going 5 wide, huh? All right.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
I know they got offensive lineman abilities now. I just think my lineman got a power blocker or some shit.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker try on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. 25.
They run again on first down. Cook. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
They just crying the whole game. What the fuck? You see why I got vetted by? So they vetted by.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Like, yeah, I'm trying to get here.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. 2nd and 15. And he's going to find his go-to man so far. That's Moore. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Let's go, baby. Motion. Check, Mike, 27. Ready. Push him back.
He'll look to throw. And Cook has it left side. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Love. And he finds Cook.
I got it.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Oh, damn. I could have. He
was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the night. They can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Then a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Let's do a tree and no cheese. I offered you a 3rd-round pick for 62 Rico Jackson. No.
Who offered you a 3rd-round pick for that?
Dylan Walker. Let me just put no.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do they do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sideline?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Mike 57, Mike 57. You go night-night. Night-night. Switch.
Hey, watch this.
Mike 7.
Back to throw. Allen. And that's complete to Sanders. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Check. Tight. Watch the edge.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
I got you. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
I'm coming.
Allen to throw.
Oh, that should
And
have
that
been a
is
pick.
incomplete.
Ooh, that should have been a pick.
That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Who, Jalen?
Yeah, they did it.
I was about to say, yeah, that was the whole thing.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called.
Ooh,
They
I
get out
gotta
of
love it.
bounds,
That's
that
a good
allows them
pick
to
right
huddle and
there.
call
That's
another
a
play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check three, check three, check three.
Head up. Hey, check Mike 27, check Mike 27. Ready.
To throw again. Love. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and
Check
long.
Mike 27. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Get this.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us. Ready, go.
From the gun, Love.
Watch the slant.
And this is caught. He hits more. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
You don't want none.
Check Mike. Yes. 27.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
Operating from the gun, Love. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Now Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Wide, get wide. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship. 49.
To throw is Allen. Try to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Other dude, I don't know who other dude is. Unless
Big Ed. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Now Allen.
Yeah.
And he'll find Hall.
That should have been a
They
sack.
work
That would
this
have
out
been good.
past the
Yeah, I
25.
got it.
And with just
That
inside
should've
of
been
10
a sack right there. He
seconds
got
to go,
lucky
they'll
as
burn
fuck.
their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
Oh, that's a rookie. Damn, this guy was tracked. That was like 1 second left to get his sack. That was good.
Allen now, he's hit on just 5 of 15 throws, a poor percentage, but it's 1st and 10.
That's just me and you. Check 26, check 26. Check 4, check 4.
We get a special moment.
Ship. Out.
Trying to get this fucking game over with. So I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. The
Man,
Sanders
they
has
let me
got
get in front
it
of that.
complete. 12 yards
take
is the
that to the
pickup.
house.
Good for an Eagle first
Now
down.
they'll play that shit perfect.
Hey, man, just give him a little bit.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past...
Oh, you get the ball back. All right. Oh, no.
So a tie ball game here as the kicks away.
You know what? Get out of here.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
You're not our type of employee.
I was trying to play to halftime. He wanted to put on 5 minutes. I would have rather just did it to halftime. Next time,
You about to get over after this?
yeah. That's how I'm doing like I do Dana.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing a second and a bundle.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
56, 56. We got double up, double up.
Now Allen. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Ed Oliver make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Allen now looks to throw.
Oh, he got it.
Looking left sideline, it's
Yeah,
complete.
Come
The
on, Zaire.
30,
Don't forget
10,
that.
and he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
Got lucky as hell.
Partner, a
on,
great
Zaire.
game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Eagles, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn, he fucked Zaire up a little bit.